Good day everyone, my name is Benedict E.Tonga, best ECE3A. In this video, we're going to perform our final tasks, our level 3 task, which is this. So it details that we have to perform our final experiment, the infrared remote control, and we have to integrate that IR remote to our level 2 task, which mine is the LCD, button controlled LCD. It says right here. I was assigned task number 6 last level from the previous level. Aside from using the two task switches to scroll up and scroll down, we have to modify our circuit program so that we can also use an IR remote controller for scroll up and scroll down function. We can use the arrow up or volume up and arrow down or volume down for the remote for up and down purposes. Now, I have constructed the circuit. As you can see, this is just the same from our previous activity, which I'm gonna link in the description box down below. The only difference is that we have an IR receiver right here, which will receive the signal from our remote. You can use any remote you want, but you must first configure the code that you need. For example, if you need the up and down button, you have to first figure out the codes that corresponds to that button. As you can see, the IR is connected to the 7th pin of the Arduino. IR in short for infrared. Okay. Again, I'm gonna link the video of our previous activity, which is the button control LCD, down below if you wanna watch that. Okay. Now, before we perform our demonstration of an remote controlled and button controlled LCD, we must first configure our remote so that we can know the codes needed for the up and down buttons. Now, we're going to use this program. Now, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box down below for this program. Okay, now we're gonna move on to my workstation. We're going to incorporate the infrared receiver to our LCD circuit, and then configure it, and then incorporate the codes to our LCD codes, and then demonstrate the final output. Okay, see you then. Okay, now that we are done incorporating the infrared receiver to the circuit, we are now going to upload this code and configure a remote to see what codes we need for the buttons that we need in our program to control the LCD. Now, if you want to know the orientation of the IR receiver, it's right here. This little round thing should be facing to you. So right here, you can see it because it has a, what you call this, a jacket or a heatsink. But basically, it's the same. If the IR receiver is facing to you, this pin right here will be the VCC or the 5 volts. The middle one is the ground, and the third is the data, which will connect to your Arduino board. In my case, it's in pin 7. Okay. We are now here. Let's upload this code to our microcontroller or Arduino. Okay, done uploading. Now we're going to open our serial monitor, and I'm going to open my camera right here, right beside me. Okay, and we will see what will happen if we click a button in the remote. You see right here. Oh, you see that? That's the up button. In order to know the codes, you have to click it fast, because if you hold it right there, you will see that it displays um, 8 Fs, but you have to click it quickly to display the code. Now that's for the up button. This is the down button. Now this is the only two buttons that we need for our program. You can also use the 1 and 2, but for our LCD circuit, we only need to use this up and down button. Okay. Now that we're done with that, okay. Now we are done. Okay, we are done configuring the remote. Now let's move on to our Arduino code for our activity, our LCD, right here. As you can see, this is my my code for the up and down button. Now you may notice that it became shorter. My problem became shorter. Now the reason for that is right here. My original problem is about 50 lines long. Right here. My original problem is 50 lines long. And if we check it before we upload it, let's see what's going to happen. Let me take some time. I have tested this, and I have confirmed that it is a failure, because if you see right here, low memory available, stability problems may occur. So it left me with no choice but to shorten the lines from 50 lines. The last page is actually this is 40. Last page is 40. From 50 lines, we go to 29 lines. Basically, I've deducted one term. Originally, this is find the wavelength in the actual length, but now it's just the wavelength. So we only need one formula, and also I deducted the speed of light, because as we all know, in a problem, if the speed of light is not given, it is assumed that it is 3 times 10 raised to 8, the speed of light. Okay. You may I'm just explaining it to you because you might wonder what happened to my code, what happened to the lines, why it became shorter. Okay. Of course, with my line shorter, my variables became fewer also. It's only up, down, the c, or the velocity factor, the gamma, the speed of light, the lambda, the wavelength. I have no zeta, or the actual length, and pi, or pi of course. Now if you wanna see my full problem, the 50 line that I just mentioned, as I said earlier, I'm gonna put the description link, the link in the description box down below. If you wanna watch our previous task, task number 6, the button control, the LCD, I suggest you watch that for you to understand what's happening here, because basically the task that we are doing today is just part 2 of that task because we just incorporate an infrared receiver to the previous task. Okay. Now my Arduino board is still connected to the laptop, as you can see right here. Now we're going to upload this Arduino code to our board to see the final result. Now this code and the IR remote configuring code, I'm gonna link it in the description box down below. Also this diagram, it's not pretty but it's true. This is what I did to my circuit. It functions also. Okay, let's upload it. And there we go. Now I'm going to turn you back again to my circuit and you will see the final result of this activity. Okay, here we are to my circuit. I've propped it up so that you can see the LCD screen. The Arduino board is right here, the back, connected to my laptop. Okay, and the remote is perfectly aligned to the IR receiver. Now let me turn off my light. Okay, now you can see problem solving by B.Tonga. Now this is the down and the up. I've reversed it so that I can access down much better. You can see it functions. Okay, it functions. Now we're going to use the remote. I don't know if you can see, but I am going to use the down button. Okay, down. Okay, down and down. Okay, up, up. Let's go to the final line. Okay. There we go. And the final answer, wavelength, is 0.463 meters. If you click this again, it will turn back to the first line. But if you click the up button, it will not. It functions the same in the buttons. Now the button controlled LCD, just the buttons. It's like I said earlier, I keep saying, is in the previous task. So just watch that if you want. But I suggest you should to understand what is going on here. Okay. We are done with our activity. Now I hope you learned something from this endeavor, from this activity. And thank you for watching this video. Once again, my name is Benedict E. Tonga, BSEC 3A, and good day.